All right. Welcome to episode 5 of the weekly Rap with Vachon and Rapp. I am Frank Rapp,
I'm Matt Vachon.
and we are just here chilling on a uh, wonderful Sunday morning. We're getting snow, I guess, at some point today.
Yeah.
Are you looking forward to that tomorrow?
Oh yeah, always. Yeah. I am actually because it's most of it's supposed to hit like during the Super Bowl, and I'm not going anywhere this year. So it's like at least I don't have to drive like today in like this crap. So
Well,
yeah, I'll still have to deal with it tomorrow morning.
because if you think about it, you go work, you go home, and you don't do anything else.
Yeah, doctor's appointments, and that's about it. And the grocery store.
In the grocery store, yes, that's right. Yes,
Yeah.
with your craft shirt on, which is highly inappropriate, but it's okay. It's all right. We haven't got thrown off YouTube yet, so we'll see if this actually works today. All right, so
Yeah.
let's get started right away here. So, the Rumble was last Sunday. You didn't watch it. I watched it, most of it from my phone, sitting in the ground round having dinner with Barbie and 3 of her friends. Because no one's gonna watch wrestling, so I had it on my phone. So I watched it on my phone.
Yeah, right.
I mean, because the ground round
They
is
didn't have it on any of the TVs there or anything.
I mean, no, there was hockey on, and it was a Sunday night, like nothing on. So
Yeah.
It was a good show, I thought, overall. It was one of the better ones that they've put on, I think, in a while. Roman Reigns continues to be great as a heel, and he's been great since he's been back. I don't know why they took so long to turn him heel, but like we talked about earlier in the week, it was their mindset of they were just shoving him down our throats, and we were shitting all over it. And now when he took his little hiatus because of COVID, and he came back and he's a heel, it's been the greatest run he's had, I think, in my mind. Even when he was a face, it was kind of like, whatever, great. But I think as a heel, I think he's coming to his own, and I think it's some really good shit.
Yeah. Well, that's it. Yeah, he should have been a heel years ago. This shouldn't be a new thing, but yeah. So I'm glad he's having, because I've always, as a performer, I've always liked him. He seems like a good enough dude and everything. And so I'm glad he's finally actually like doing well.
Yeah, I mean, it's not like he didn't do well before, but
right. But I mean, like, a more fitting role.
Yeah, it was. I mean, they shoved the Shield down our throats. Remember when they first came in and they were bad guys, and then they all kind of like went their separate ways, and they put Roman as the guy, but in reality, Seth was the guy, and probably Dean was the guy before Roman. Because as you know, the success Rollins has had and now Moxley's had is just as equal, if not better, than Reigns.
Oh yeah, for sure.
And that's our opinion here. That's my opinion. But I mean, I don't know who is Rollins a better wrestler than Moxley, or is Moxley a better wrestler than Rollins, or do they trump? Is Reigns getting to be to their level? Like, it's kind of a toss up if you think about it of who the best Shield member really is.
Yeah, right. That's a good point.
I mean, I think Moxley, since he's left, has done tremendously. With his promo work. Yeah, some of his matches, probably isn't really our cup of tea, like the hardcore stuff. I get that because he was that guy before he came into the WWE. But it's a stick and it works.
Yeah.
And Rollins.
Yeah, I love his promos now. His promos are so much better.
Oh, his promos are because they just let him do what he wants. It's there's no one telling him what to say or what to do or how to present it or blah blah blah. When he went on TV and made fun of Reigns because he had leukemia, that was complete utter crap.
Yeah,
like I remember watching that going, they're really doing this now. Like they're really like, if you have cancer, that shouldn't be into a fucking wrestling storyline. It shouldn't be. And that's one of those things where I'm like, Vince, no, don't do that shit.
Yeah. Or if like your wife or girlfriend is sleeping with another wrestler, like let's not like make that a storyline either.
But. Well, I mean, the Sunday comment back in the day.
There's some stuff you should probably leave alone, but Yeah.
Well, I mean, remember the whole Jeff Jarrett and Kurt Angle thing in
Oh
TNA?
yeah. Yeah.
Like they turned that into a storyline too, and I was like, huh? That would be like you sleeping with my wife, and then we're gonna talk about it on the podcast like it's no big fucking deal.
Yeah. It's just part of the gimmick. You know,
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
part of the storyline. You know,
yeah,
it's just,
yeah. It's part of the storyline. Yeah, true. Yeah,
we needed some podcast heat, so we
yeah,
did.
yeah. Definitely needed some podcast heat. So yeah, let's start that rumor right now because why the fuck not?
Yeah.
Bianca Belair won the women's rumble. Who you probably have no idea who she is.
No.
I didn't think so. Montez Ford, and Angelo Dawkins, the Street Profits. Well, she's
Yeah.
Montez Ford's wife in real life.
Oh, yeah.
She came from NXT. I guess Booker T trained her in Houston. So he's been high on her since day one. She has really long hair and it's a braid.
Huh. I'll Google it.
Yeah, you have to Google her. She came in number 3 and she won. Good for her.
Yeah.
We talked about this earlier this week too. It's probably going to be her and Sasha Banks at WrestleMania for the SmackDown Women's title, and it will be the first time in history of the WWE and possibly even wrestling that I know, because I'm not really sure that 2 black women will fight for a title on a major pay-per-view.
Yeah.
So, there's that, and then we have Edge coming back, winning the Rumble, entering at number 1, even though on WWE Backstage the Saturday before the Rumble, the day before, they had Randy Orton number 1, they had Edge number 2, and then they switched it the day of.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay. Edge won from number 1. Apparently, he used his creative power on the creative team to win the Rumble. Unlike Daniel Bryan, who's on the creative team who wants to push younger stars.
Yeah.
So it looks like we're going to have Edge versus Roman Reigns. Again, probably won't be too terrible. Probably won't be that great either. Edge is getting older, and Reigns has done well, but I don't really know if I want to see Edge and Roman Reigns at WrestleMania. But
yeah,
I can't remember this is probably the 6th or 7th WrestleMania that we've had a part-timer in the main event, more or less. This is what they do. They bring people in that haven't wrestled and they're part-time. Whatever. I mean, I really don't want to see Edge win. He doesn't need to win the title in my mind.
Yeah, right.
Keep it on Reigns. Keep him with Heyman. Keep him doing the heel thing, and just let that thing ride out until they get sick of it. Because I think that's worth his weight in gold. I think so.
Speaking of gold, it was good to see that Goldberg lost in under 3 minutes.
Oh, that was a great segue. Yes, it was. Yeah, it was 2 minutes and 13 seconds. We both agreed. Your comment last week was, I don't want to see Goldberg, period, which is coming on a t-shirt, by the way. So if anyone wants to put us a t-shirt, that would be great. Oh, and we need a logo. So if anybody can draw, that would be fantastic too. Maybe our 2 ugly mugs as our logo. That would be fantastic. I don't know if anyone would buy a shirt with our 2 faces on it. But anyway. But yeah, no, it was 2 minutes and 13 seconds of just pure crap. McIntyre wins. Goldberg hopefully goes the fuck away.
Yeah.
Because we both don't want to see him in 2021 ever again.
No.
Even for someone that doesn't watch the network, you don't want to see him ever again.
Yeah, exactly. That's the thing. I mean, but people like him, stuff like that. One of the reasons why I gave up the network is I'm sick and tired of just seeing the same old shit all the time. And same old shit currently. The best part about the network is the old shit. All the 80s, 90s stuff, all that stuff. But
yeah. Speaking of pieces of shit, Lars Sullivan was released also this week.
Yeah.
And who is awful, who is a big guy who just got over because Vince likes big men.
Yep.
He likes his men big.
Vascular.
That's right. Vascular. If this was 1980, Lars Sullivan would never have gotten released in my mind, period.
Yeah. Not even for making those movies that he made.
the movies, and then sending pictures to a what was it, like a gym, a trainer or some shit on Instagram.
Yeah.
Well, hey man, more power to you. But apparently
Yeah.
he's done in the wrestling business because wrestling causes him anxiety, so he doesn't want to wrestle anymore.
Yeah.
You know,
That makes sense.
it makes perfect sense. I mean, going out and wrestling in front of nobody would give me anxiety too.
Yeah. Right.
I mean, you're not wrestling in front of live people, dude. You're wrestling in front of fucking screens.
Yeah.
That can't be that hard.
Yeah.
I would be more nervous if there was people in the stands, whether there was 3 people or 3,000 people. I'd be nervous. But for wrestling in front of fucking computer screens, I don't know how that's really that bad.
Yeah. It seems like a pretty good gig. But...
yeah, I mean, I wish we could do that, but we're just two lazy pieces of shit that just do this on Sunday mornings instead. I have no athletic ability whatsoever.
No, none.
Nope, I have none. None. What the hell? Oh, my Zoom. Okay. Yeah. So that happened. Oh yeah, and then Sheamus attacked Drew McIntyre on Raw Monday, and I guess they're gonna set something up with that. I would assume either at Elimination Chamber coming up or at Fastlane coming up. Who fucking knows at this point what they're gonna do? We're over almost 2 months away from it, and we have no idea what they're gonna do. The highlight of the night for me was Bad Bunny, who I have no idea who the fuck Bad Bunny is. He's jumped off the rope and on the Miz and Morrison.
Hey, he's doing God's work, That's
yeah, that's it. They're like, yeah, this recording. I'm like, who is Bad Bunny? Like, I have no idea who Bad Bunny is. Like, I listen to like 3 stations in my truck. I listen to ESPN Radio. I listen to Lithium Channel 34, and I listen to 156, which is Fight Nation, which has the wrestling show on it, Busted Open. Those are the 3 channels I listen to primary in my truck. I don't know who Bad Bunny is. I have no fucking idea.
Yeah.
I don't want to see him. I don't want to see him wrestle at WrestleMania. I don't want to see him on WWE. Period.
Yeah, he doesn't appear on the Tom Petty channel either. That's what I. So, but I know of him, like who he is, but like I couldn't tell you one song or anything he does. Well, except apparently this is a Booker T song.
Yeah, because that was the song he played was Booker T, and Booker T just stood there, just like this.
Yeah.
The whole time.
Yeah.
And Bad
it's
Bunny.
Too bad he didn't sing or anything or somehow get involved.
Oh, in the Rumble? I don't know if he can.
Well, no, I mean just like during like the performance.
Oh yeah, no. In the video, he just stands there too. So apparently.
Oh cool.
This is why we love and hate the WWE all in one, because of shit like this.
Yeah.
If they would have put on someone like, I don't know, like not Bad Bunny, or not even had anybody sing, it would have been fine.
Yeah.
But let's cater to the audience of like the teenagers.
Yeah.
Fuck the audience that has no idea who these people are, which is us.
Yeah. Yeah, well, I mean, when you look at demographics and stuff like that, the people that watch it, I mean, it's mostly like people our age and up that watch WWE. Like, that's typically they do pretty well in the like older demographics.
Yeah. But because we watch all the stuff for all the nostalgia stuff. Let's be real. When Stone Cold comes on Raw, I pop out of my mind. If The Rock would show up on Monday, I would literally jump out of my seat in my house and go crazy.
Yeah.
I mean, when Triple H comes out now, it's like, I see you all the time. I don't really care.
Yeah. Right.
when Taker would come out every now and again, I'd be like, oh, cool. I haven't seen you for like a year. This is great. And then in the back of my mind, you're going, maybe I don't really want to see you.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. A 7-minute entrance for a 2-minute match.
Or a 2-minute promo that makes no sense.
Yeah.
Which, again, it's just people writing shit for you and just go, hey, go say this.
Yeah, right.
What else? So AEW was Wednesday. Looks like they have an agreement with New Japan. A working agreement with New Japan because Kenta showed up at the end of AEW and Moxley. So apparently they have a working relationship with New Japan.
That's cool.
Which could turn into some great shit.
Yeah. Yeah, still a lot of good guys over there.
I would love it if Okada came over and was on Wednesday nights.
Yeah.
Or even Ibushi or Tanahashi. Oh my god, man! Some of these matchups that they could have. Oh, it's a wrestling fan's dream that these guys have a working relationship now.
And I know, like, he's a polarizing wrestler, but I really like him. That's Will Ospreay. Like, I wouldn't mind seeing him. His girlfriend wrestled. I don't know, probably. I think pre-pandemic. But so I was like, oh, if she's there, maybe he's gonna come too. But this was a while back. But
well, and Zack Sabre Jr. He's really good too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just think of the matchups you could have. Like, man, it's like, thank God, and then maybe AEW and New Japan run a Madison Square Garden show and sell out, because that's what they did with Ring of Honor back a couple years ago now.
Yeah.
Just don't have Cass and Enzo show up and not tell anybody. So
yeah.
But no, I think it's going to be great. They're setting up Kenta versus Moxley for the all New Japan United States champ belt, or fuck that shit is, because Moxley's been the champ for well over a year and hasn't defended it for over a year because he couldn't get to Japan.
Yeah.
And apparently Kenta lives stateside, so it's easy for Kenta just to show up because he lives right in Orlando still.
No kidding.
Yeah. So, and they're going to film that. I think New Japan's supposedly running a tour this month or next month. And they're going to do it. And I think they're wrestling, and they're going to do they're going to do a match, and I'm sure Moxley will drop the title.
Yeah.
In my mind. I mean, that's the only thing I can think of. But if Kenta can't get over to Japan either, I guess give him the belt, and then they can do their stuff, because they're doing shows out in their dojo in Los Angeles.
Yeah.
They've recorded stuff because Chris Dickinson's been on it and Tom Lawler's been on it. Like, it's like the New Japan Lions Den or some shit like that. I've seen little results here and there and they're just getting, local guys to come just film the show so they can put it on New Japan World.
Yeah. Good for Dickinson too.
Oh, Dickinson's great, man. Oh, that guy's awesome. Like, you can't give that guy enough props. I wish somebody would sign him. So
yeah, I know.
I really wish AEW would bring him in for Dark, because that would be great. I mean, oh man, I know his look is like ours, bald, whatever, but still, I mean, he's great. He's jacked. He's a good worker. I would love it if AEW got him on Dark and then signed him, because I think he deserves it.
Yeah. Oh yeah. The thing that kind of I'm worried about him is, it's like, he's been on the indies like forever, and he's starting to get I don't want to say up there, but he's starting to get older,
Yeah. I mean, well,
but he's still in great shape. He still is a great worker and everything. So
yeah. I wish someone would have signed JT Dunn.
Yeah.
Or Christian Casanova, someone like that. Like, those guys deserve a break. Like, those guys can work. Those guys are great. I'm really shocked no one signed them yet. When JT Dunn did his thing with Chris Hero, they were death by elbow. They were great. They fought the Young Bucks at PWG. Like, they had some good shit, and he just never got, he never got signed, which sucks, because I think he's great. He just cut his hair, or he cut his hair a while ago. He doesn't have his long hair anymore.
Huh. Yeah, I haven't seen him for.
Yeah, well, he's been hurt and stuff too, and he's just coming back. So, but no, he's I liked him. He was good. So,
yep.
Let's see what else is going on. Did you watch all of AEW or did you fall asleep?
I did. Yeah. No, I watched it.
Did you like the wedding?
Yeah. Yeah. I'm I'm done with weddings at on wrestling shows for like ever. I don't need to see another one because the same shit happens every time. Somebody always comes down and pisses all over it, you know. But yeah, I'm good.
Uh, yeah, I'm good too. You know, if you think about this for a second, like, do you think Orange Cassidy's kind of fallen off the rails since he beat Jericho at the what is it, the Mo Mesa or whatever it was, that match?
The mimosa match.
Mimosa, yeah.
Yeah.
You think he's kind of he
well,
has
they're kind of
thing.
yeah, it's that kind of thing where it's like they don't know what to do with them, kind of, you know. Which unfortunately, it's like it kind of keeps happening, like like with AEW, they keep getting people and they get a push and everything, and then they don't know what to do with them. So, so they just kind of bounce around a little bit, but
why does
it's
Miro?
hard because
Why does Miro?
most of the cast. Sorry,
Why does Miro have a butler?
I don't know.
Like, we talked about this before. Like, he should be a psycho killer and kill everybody.
Yeah.
And they need to give him the title.
Yeah. Some title, any title.
Make him your world champ and just give him a run and see what happens. He deserves it. He's a good worker.
Yeah.
But again, we don't book for AEW. We're just two fans talking about it. But we both love Miro. We think he's great. You know, this is the second wedding Miro's been in that's turned into absolute shit.
Yeah.
So because you know, they ran that whole, you know, Liv Morgan Lana, you know, supposed to be a lesbian thing, but then they stopped it. Dead in its tracks, just like they do a lot of things. But you know, this is the second wedding Miro's been in that's turned to shit. Maybe he shouldn't be in weddings anymore.
Yeah, I noticed you didn't invite him to yours.
No, I did not.
I mean, there's a reason for that.
There's a reason for that. I mean, I didn't really need Orange Cassidy jumping out of our cake either.
Yeah.
So, but no, Miro would not come to my wedding. So I'm not going like that. So. Be cool though if you showed up, but you know, he's gonna come to Herman May and hang out in the middle of fucking January with, you know, 30 white people that have no idea who the fuck he is, except for me. And I would call you, be like, "Hey, look what you missed! Here's me again."
Yeah.
Let's see.
Super Bowl Sunday. So, I mean, I don't think we mentioned it last week, but we were 100% on our predictions of who was going to be in the Super Bowl. So, I mean, I don't want to say words like expert or genius or things like that, but I mean, sometimes you can't avoid saying them. And I think this is one of those cases. I think we did a great job. I think we knocked it out of the park.
You know? Yeah, we're both fucking geniuses. Let's be real.
Yeah.
Do you have Tampa winning today, or do you have Kansas City?
I have Tampa.
Me too.
Because I can never bet against Tommy. I just, but plus I think they're kind of the hotter team going in right now. And when they played during the season, Kansas City only beat them by 3, so it wasn't like it was a complete blowout, but
no, it started out as a complete blowout though, because Tyreek Hill was absolutely batshit crazy.
Yeah, it was. He put up like 400 yards in the first quarter.
Yeah. He had like 250 yards receiving or some shit like that.
Yeah, something dumb. Yeah.
Yeah, and he had like 60 something fantasy points for people. Like he had that was the highest fantasy output like ever. I think that's what they said. So, if they leave him 1-on-1, they are going to get fucking smoked again.
Yeah. yeah, any team will get killed. But we'll see. I don't know. It's one I'm pulling for Tampa Bay. If it was best 2 out of 3 or whatever, I think Kansas City. But one game, anything can happen.
Yeah.
I like Tampa.
Yeah.
You
And
going
Tampa's at
Kansas
home.
City or
No, I'm going Tampa Bay.
yeah?
You know, you can't count out the greatest football player probably ever. Like,
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
um, if he wins
I
this, he's
saw
gonna
an
win
interesting.
seven Super Bowl. If he wins, like that's unheard of.
Yeah, literally. Yeah. I saw an interesting statistic. It was, Russell Wilson, like comparing Pat Mahomes and Russell Wilson, and in both of their first years as starting quarterbacks, uh, they lost in the playoffs. Second year as starting quarterbacks, they won the Super Bowl. And in Wilson's third year as a starting quarterback, he lost in the Super Bowl to Tom Brady. So I mean, Mahomes he's on pace to do the exact same thing, but we'll see. Who knows? Who knows what'll happen? But I can't go against Tampa Bay. They're I don't know. It's gonna be it'll be a fun game. I'm just looking forward to it, but then I'm also looking forward to next week and seeing what happens for trades and everything
Oh yeah,
else.
true.
But,
Are you making any food special for tonight or what?
uh, I don't know. I might make some Totino's pizza rolls.
Mm, that's good.
Yeah, I mean, I just eat them. Maybe dunk them in some ranch and just wonder what the poor people are doing. How they're living. So
Oh wow, I don't know. I don't even know where to begin now. So
yeah, it's
we're gonna make chili.
nice.
Yeah,
Cool.
we're gonna make chili. We're gonna hang out and just just hang out, watch it, and see what happens. I mean, I hope
Yeah.
hopefully it's a good game.
Yeah.
Um, Tampa's at home, which is the first time ever a
Yeah.
home team has hosted a Super Bowl. But they have all those healthcare workers coming today to watch the game, and everyone's healthy from what I read up
Yep.
this morning and saw this morning.
Yep.
Antonio Brown's going to play, Sammy Watkins is going to play, so that just makes those teams just that much more dangerous with those
Yeah.
two players on the field. And another thing about Antonio Brown, he still doesn't get it.
Oh
He
no.
he had a Zoom, I think, the other day, and he doesn't get it. He's still a fucking moron, and he doesn't.
Yeah.
It's everybody else's fault, but his doesn't take any responsibility. It's just, dude,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah.
Hopefully, maybe this is it for him. Maybe he doesn't come because he's a free agent. Maybe he doesn't come back.
Yeah.
But Brady says he wants to play till he's 45.
Yeah. Which, hey, I mean, we'll see.
Well, Nolan Ryan played till he was 46. So,
Yeah.
and he was a pitcher, so he played till he was 46 years old. So, I mean, if Nolan Ryan can do it, Tom Brady can do it. But we'll see. I mean, if they win or lose, the team's going to change. But he still needs people to protect him, and he still needs weapons on the outside.
Yep.
Chris Godwin's a free agent. Antonio Brown's a free agent. Like Gronk is technically a free agent, but apparently he wants to come back next year. If they can re-sign Godwin, or hit in the draft at a receiver late or someone like that, I mean, I think they're still going to be right in it.
Yeah.
So,
yep.
And switching gears for just a second, Peyton Manning got inducted to the Hall. Well, got whatever last night. So, yeah, Peyton Manning,
pretty good.
And
Pretty good class.
Yeah.
I love Charles Woodson. He's a Michigan guy. I'm a Michigan fan. So it's good to see Woodson get in. Calvin Johnson. I wasn't sure if he'd get in first time because his career was relatively short, but
he played for a shitty team.
Yeah. But and you look statistically, he was a monster every year that he was healthy.
He was in the class as Barry Sanders was. They played on a shitty team.
Yeah.
And they put up
for the same shitty team.
Yeah, on the same and they put up huge numbers, more hats off to those people. Like, good for them to get in.
Yeah.
Peyton Manning gets in, First time, totally deserves it.
Yep.
Only quarterback to win a Super Bowl with two different teams. Tom Brady could be the second if he wins tonight. And John Lynch got in,
Yep.
the general manager of San Francisco. Tom Flores got in, the
Yep.
former Raiders coach who should have got in a long time ago.
Yeah.
And then they finally put Drew Pearson in, their wide receiver from Dallas, who, was part of the 1970s all 70s team.
Yeah.
It should have been in a long time ago, but whatever. He's in now. Good for him. And then two other guys got in, that one, a guard for Pittsburgh, and then some
Alan Faneca
out for Pittsburgh. So, yeah. It was good. It's a good class.
Yeah, for sure. So there was nobody I disagreed with or anything like that. So it was all pretty solid. So all deserving. Good job.
Yeah. And Aaron Rodgers won the MVP.
Yeah, it made sense. Yeah. And Derrick Henry was Offensive Player of the Year and Aaron Donald Defensive Player of the Year. And those are
And then Justin Herbert was Rookie of the Year for offense. Chase Young was defense, and Kevin Stefanski won the Coach of the Year.
Yeah.
And Kyler Murray and DeAndre Hopkins won Play of the Year with that touchdown Hail Mary against Buffalo. Yeah. Where he went up and caught over like 3 people.
Yeah. And Alex Smith was the Comeback Player of the Year.
As he should have been.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, a lot of no-brainer ones this year. Wasn't much debate. So.
No, there wasn't much debate. And now talking about much debate. So it looks like from reports yesterday that my Eagles are going to trade Carson Wentz next week.
Yeah.
And from what I've read, it's either going to be Carolina, Chicago, Indianapolis, or even San Francisco.
Huh.
Someone went on Twitter, one of the Eagles writers or whatever, said, don't be surprised if the Bears give up the 20th pick in the draft, a 3rd-round pick, and Nick Foles for Carson Wentz.
Yeah. Big Dick Nick's coming back to Philadelphia, folks.
I mean...
Hey, all he does is win in Philly. That's all he does.
Okay, all he does is win, but he's a system fucking quarterback. He hasn't done anything else but in Philly.
Yeah. Well, the other thing is too, that system's now changing.
Yeah.
New head coach. So
yeah.
I don't know. I mean, they said they wanted
they want a Matthew Stafford deal for Carson Wentz.
Yeah.
And they're not going to get a Matthew Stafford deal for Carson Wentz.
No.
Carson Wentz makes too much money. I saw a stat this morning that Carson Wentz was the 4th quarterback to lead the league in interceptions and sacks given up. He's on a list with like Blake Bortles and David Klingler and somebody else. So that's not a good list to be on.
Yeah.
I mean, granted, I don't want to make excuses for him because I'm a homer, but the receivers aren't very good. And the offensive line was injured, and he had like 14 or 15 different starting offensive lines. And, it's just, but he made some terrible decisions.
Yeah.
Terrible throws, tried to do way too much, and he hasn't said a word since the new head coach has been announced.
Yeah.
Hasn't said anything publicly, literally new coach. And he said nothing. So I'm thinking his time in Philly is over.
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
But if they can get a 1st-round pick this year and go with their 6th overall pick this year, I mean, they could do some damage, but I don't want Howie Roseman making those picks because he's a fucking moron. So
yeah,
he's their general manager.
Yeah.
He's a fucking idiot. Go away. You fucked up the last 3 or 4 drafts. Go away.
Maybe they'll trade him to the Jets for Sam Darnold.
Oh no. I mean, I threw a crazy. I said this to my dad. I was like, maybe they trade him to San Francisco for Jimmy G.
Yeah,
because they both make a lot of money.
Yeah. See, I think that I wouldn't be. If they're talking about a Stafford-like deal, I mean, they got Goff in the trade, so maybe that's part of it. Somebody's going to have to send a quarterback and picks for him.
Yeah, I mean, I could definitely see him doing the Foles deal.
Yeah.
But Indianapolis doesn't have any quarterbacks to send.
No.
Unless you send Jacob Easton or whatever.
Yeah, which I don't. Yeah.
Right. Because they have. I mean, Philip Rivers is retired.
Yep.
Jacoby Brissett is a free agent, so you can't throw him in any deal because he's not signed.
Yeah.
And then I think Jacob Easton is like.
Yeah, he's the only quarterback.
Yeah. So they're not going to do that unless they're going to give up a ton of picks for Wentz and take all that money, or they're going to restructure that deal. That's the only way he goes to Indy.
Yeah. Yeah.
And Carolina will give up a pick or two, but the Eagles need to take back Teddy Bridgewater.
Yeah.
Who? Carson Wentz, Teddy Bridgewater.
Yeah, I think they're both pretty average.
If this was 2017, it would be Carson Wentz.
Yeah, right.
But this is 2021, and they're both here.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
I mean, I know people talk about this. Go back to Carson Wentz's second year when they were rolling and they were winning, tore his ACL against the Rams, and everybody thought the season was over. And then Foles came in and won.
Yeah.
I mean, and then the next year, Wentz broke his back, and then Foles came in. They led him to the playoffs, beat Chicago, and then almost should have beat New Orleans, but didn't. So I guess Big Dick Nick might return to Philly.
Yeah. So.
But he won't play.
Yeah. Hurts will be the starter.
Yeah, if they're going to trade Wentz and get back Foles will not see the field. Foles will be there to be strictly a backup.
Yeah.
Because now they're putting the franchise into Jalen Hurts' hands.
Yeah. But if he gets hurt, see, that's Nick Foles' bread and butter, when he just needs the guy to get hurt and then he's good. But if he's like the week one starter, he's trash. So.
Yeah, like he was in Jacksonville last year.
Yeah.
He was a week
not all good
starter.
Relief pitchers are good starting pitchers.
Right. Yeah. So I guess we'll see what happens. Maybe this time next Sunday, the Eagles will trade Carson Wentz, and I will be in tears. So, and then reports now they're saying that the Jets are looking at possibly dealing Darnold. So if you're going to trade Darnold, then you're definitely taking Fields at 2.
Yeah, for sure.
Even if you're taking calls on Darnold, that Darnold's probably most likely gone, because I don't see how you can take calls from him and say, "Oh, hey, never mind, we're going to keep you."
Yeah. But that seems to be the Jets' way. Instead of building around a player or a scheme, they give him a couple of years and then they trade him, and that they did with was it Adams to the Seahawks and Leonard to the Giants and now him. It's all these young players that you're spending high draft picks on, you're only keeping them for a few years, then you're moving on instead of building talent around them to see what they actually can do. So,
well, they don't want to pay for him either.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It's the Jets are a mess. The Eagles are a mess. Your Patriots are a mess. Let's be real. You don't have a fucking quarterback either.
No.
Because I don't think they're going to sign Newton.
No, I don't think so either.
Who's there? Who's the other guy there? Stidham,
Jacob Stidham.
They have no. They have no. They have no comments on that guy.
No.
So, what are you going to do? Are you going to draft one? Are you going to try to trade for one? Like Stafford's gone. I don't see them trading for Wentz. Because I don't see them paying Wentz that much money.
Yeah.
Unless Wentz agrees to a restructure, and then and the Patriots come in at the last second. I mean, but I can't see them giving up a lot either.
No. That's not what the Patriots.
Unless he's going to sign Jacoby Brissett back.
Yeah, I mean, and I wouldn't be surprised if he did. If he brought in like Brissett and then drafted a quarterback too, and then but I can't see him. I can't see them giving up, the farm for any of the quarterbacks that they're talking about.
And then you mentioned before the call that the Texans are going to stop all communication with teams about Deshaun Watson?
Yeah.
I had not
Yeah.
heard that until this morning.
Yeah. Yeah. Basically, yeah, that's what they're saying. They're like, yeah, they're getting calls, but they're shutting him all down, saying, no, he's our quarterback. We're moving forward with him, but he doesn't want to be there. And it's like we see this every year where a player doesn't want to be there, and either they sit or you gotta move on from him because it just makes no sense. Even in wrestling, if like Vince got a guy who's miserable, he's like, just get rid of him. It's better for the business to just get rid of the miserable guy.
Yeah, yeah, but you don't see that a lot in football. You see it a lot more in basketball.
Yeah,
Like James Harden was
yeah,
like, "Fuck you, Houston," and then he was gone.
yeah,
It happens a lot more in basketball and than anywhere else because let's be real, the basketball players run that fucking league, and
yeah,
David Silver and Adam Silver is just a figurehead.
yeah,
When they announced that they're going to have an All-Star game in March, and then LeBron James comes out and says this is stupid,
yeah,
that doesn't look good as a league.
yeah.
So that would be like me telling my boss that, hey, we have this great idea, blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, yeah, that's fucking stupid.
Yeah.
That will go over so well, me saying it, right? But he can say
right.
whatever he wants.
Yeah, right. So yeah, no, it's true. I mean, and really, let's face it, LeBron runs the league.
Oh yeah.
I mean, it has for quite some time. So that's
when you're calling Obama about what to do, about protesting when they protested over the summer about the shooting in Wisconsin. You're calling Obama to get advice. Yeah, you're running the league, dude.
Yeah.
Real. And you're pushing your social and political stuff on everybody. I don't care. Like, just me as a fan, I don't care what your political stance is.
Yeah.
You play basketball. Right. Entertain me that way. Like, when they did the whole protest thing, I didn't watch any of it.
Yeah.
I turned it off. I didn't watch it. I didn't watch anything. I watched it when they came back in December because there was nothing else to watch. But I didn't watch it. I turned it off. And I know a bunch of people that have done that. Even with football, people aren't watching because it's just this whole thing. It's like they're shoving everything down our throats, just like Vince did with Reigns. And people in general are going to revolt at some point about all this stuff, and it's going to be really, really bad.
Yeah.
Forget the days where people just get along and are here for, the greater good, but no, people are here for themselves.
Yeah.
And all they care about is themselves, and all they care about is how much money they make. Like, that's it. Like, who cares about who hurts? Let's just make the most money possible.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's how it is. And that's why all these basketball players hold out, because they know they have the upper hand.
Yeah. Yeah. So we'll see what happens. I mean, I don't know.
If I'm Houston and you get a decent deal for Watson, get him the fuck out of town.
Right.
Because you're going to have him sitting there not doing shit.
Yeah.
And it's going to hurt you more in the long run than it is right now.
Yeah. And plus, it's like, man, and they're at a point where, them rebuilding right now isn't going to hurt them. New coach, new GM, might as well start the rebuild. Now, Watson's a great player and everything, but I mean, if Watts wants to go, and if JJ Watts wants to go, then move on, get a ton of, either, draft picks, or you'll get a lot back for either one of those guys. So.
Oh, for sure. And they have no draft picks right now because they traded them all to Miami. So, they would have had Miami's got the 3rd overall pick, and that would have been Houston's pick.
Yeah. Yep.
So if you're Houston and you're sitting there going, and Deshaun Watson's going, man, I don't want to play, blah, blah, blah. So do you hold on to him, and then do you get even more, or do you trade him now and just see what you can get now before the draft? Like, Houston's in a tough spot because, like we just said, these players run the league, not so much the NFL, but more so the NBA. This doesn't happen in the NFL very much. You don't see it very often.
Yeah, right.
Because, these owners, these contracts aren't guaranteed. Like,
right.
It's not like the NBA where I sign a 5-year deal and I'm guaranteed to make $100 million over 5 years. The NFL, I could sign a huge deal, but I only get half of that money.
Yep.
And then the rest of it's all incentive based.
Yeah.
So
And
if
if you
I'm
don't
not
show
fucking
up, you don't
playing,
get
you're not
paid.
making any goddamn money.
Yeah.
So I mean, Deshaun Watson, you can put up a stink and be like, yeah, I don't want to play here anymore. Well, too fucking bad. You're here. You're signed. Sit at fucking home, and you just won't get fucking paid.
Yeah.
And we'll find your fucking ass. So
Yeah.
go fucking well.
Yep.
You know, that would be like you at your job going in and saying, yeah, I don't feel like I'm not doing this anymore. I'm gonna go home. And they're gonna go, fuck you, bye.
Yeah.
It'll take a little bit with certain steps, but you walk into work, fuck you, I'm out of here. They're gonna go, it doesn't work that way. Well, it works that way in professional sports. Why can't I do that here?
Yeah, right. Yeah.
I have a union. Why doesn't it work for me? Like,
right. Yeah. So
hey, different people have different power, and we don't have that power.
We don't have
we're just two middle class guys that don't have any power.
No.
Or money.
Yeah.
But it's okay.
We have wrestling figures.
Oh yeah, we love wrestling. Have you seen anything else wrestling wise this week, or anything exciting, in your neck of the world or anything like that?
No, Butch Reed passed away. That was, as far as the wrestling news. But no, not really. I mean, a week from today I turned 40. So Valentine's Day.
Have a huge celebration next Sunday.
Huge, yeah. It's gonna be crazy.
Wait,
but
your birthday's Valentine's Day?
Yeah, it sucks.
Wow.
My mom almost named me Valentino when I was born. That's true story.
She should have.
Oh yeah, totally. Yeah.
Valentino Sean, that would have been perfect. Your initials would have been VV. I would have loved it. Welcome to the podcast with Rapp and Vachon. Valentino is here.
Yeah, double V.
Double V. Oh, that would have been perfect.
Luckily that didn't happen, but so it's always been kind of a pain in the ass because it's not so bad now that I'm surprisingly single, but but when I have been in relationships before on my birthday and stuff, it's like when it was her birthday, it's like obviously it's my treat, because it's her birthday, you go out. So when it's my birthday, it should have been her treat, but it's still Valentine's Day, so I still it's still my treat. So it's one of those things where it's forever it's been overshadowed by the holiday, so it's kind of, it is what it is. But I wish I could have been born on some random day instead.
Well, if you think about it for a second, though, Valentine's Day is a sham anyway.
Well, yeah, I know that, but
it's a stupid whatever holiday. It's not even like a holiday. It's just stupid. Like, it's Valentine's Day is dumb. So real.
Yeah.
No. Yeah, some girls want flowers and shit, but most
yeah.
Like, it's so stupid. It's so commercial, just like Christmas.
Yeah.
You spend way too much money on shit that they don't even want or like.
No.
Yeah. I think I'll buy Barbie a toaster and call it good. Here you go.
There you go. Yeah. Well, that's what I always I buy like useful things for people, because that's like the only thing I would ever want is like either useful things that I could like I got like a pair of boots for my birthday for work, but so it's like that's nice, but that's kind of I want something either for like, I don't want anything just like nice, like I don't want something dumb. I mean, guys don't get like flowers or chocolate anyway, typically.
Maybe I'll send you flowers next week.
Come on. Flattery will get you everywhere, Frank. Stop it.
Yes, it will. Come on.
No, but I don't know. Like when people ask me what I want, I always just like ask for like really obscure things that are like impossible to find. So.
Like what?
Like so I'm a big Bob Dylan fan. I own two of his high school yearbooks. I mean, not that he personally owned, but two of the yearbooks he was in high school, his senior year and his junior year. So I'm always looking for that freshman and sophomore year. So, you know, but so I look for like obscure records, like, oh yeah, I want a first pressing of SSD controls. The kids will have their say, which is like, impossible to get, like stuff like that. I'm like, no, that's all I want. So if you can find that stuff, then it's cool. If not, just don't get me anything. Because I don't really need more stuff. I have a lot of stuff.
Yeah, I have a lot of stuff too, as you can see. So,
Yeah.
Wow. So, okay, I got some ideas now for your birthday. eBay, here we come. So,
yeah.
Oh, 40.
Yeah.
Hard to believe, huh?
Yeah, it really is. Never thought I'd make it this long,
Okay, well, hey,
years of hard living,
Yeah, hard living. Well,
yeah.
Well, wait. If you think about it, though, you did have some hard living because you went on the road for a year and a half.
I did, yeah. That was.
So okay, so we're gonna circle back to this right now because why the fuck not? You went on tour with him with Howie when Collide came out, right?
No, prior to
Collide.
Yeah. So I mean, yeah, it was. So that came out in, I don't know, 2004, I think, maybe.
Okay.
I was done in January of 2003.
So you just missed that.
Yeah, so like his first album, Australia, came out. I was with all the touring on that. He was writing songs already for the album that Collide was on. And I remember when he wrote Collide, but no, that wasn't written yet when I was on the road with him. So
now that was his biggest hit ever, right?
Yeah.
Does he still make money on that?
Yeah, pretty. Yeah, I'm sure. I don't know. The way that, I don't know, the recording industry now is, you don't make much money anymore off your songwriting royalties. It's all hold on. It's all basically money you get from touring. So
okay.
So yeah, so sorry. I don't know if I cut in. I was having some internet.
It's fine. Just who cares? Just keep on talking. It's all good.
Okay. Yeah, so he, so I'm sure he still gets something, but nothing.
Nothing substantial.
No, nothing like it was, like 15 years ago, for sure.
Yeah. Now, what was the craziest place you guys went in the States, you think? Like, what was the best time you had on tour? Like, what town was it that you can remember?
I don't know. Like, I loved California. I've had a lot of fun in Los Angeles. But yeah, I'd say California. Like, that was where I always had the most fun.
Did you go to Vegas?
Oh yeah.
How was that?
Pretty fun.
Yeah.
Pretty fun. Yeah. Yeah. Played at and stayed at the Hard Rock Casino out there, which was pretty cool. But yeah, then we went out on the town and all that stuff too. I have stories that I'm not gonna. I have one story, but I'm not gonna share. But right, when the red light's off, I'll tell it. But
yeah, we'll talk about that when we're not recording.
Yeah, exactly.
For me as your friend, that would be fantastic.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I'll tell you all day. That's fine.
Good, perfect. All right, cool. So seriously, California was probably the best time you had when you guys were on tour. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. I loved it out there. It was always the most fun for me, because when you hit, because he toured so crazy. Like, so for example, in 2001, he did 297 shows. So, not a lot of time off when you're considering all the travel days and everything else. And, he did 34 shows in a month, There were a lot of days where it was like when it was he and I, where we'd be in two cities and play like an early show somewhere. I'd have to grab everything, run across town, do the second show, stuff like that. But yeah, so because we toured like so much, we got to go to all the major cities multiple times. So you get groups of friends that you see in various towns, and I loved all my California friends. We're so great. So yeah.
Now it's 2021. Do you still talk to any of these people?
Well, Howie.
Yeah, I know you talk to Howie.
Yeah, I still talk to some people that were involved, like for sure. Like there's still, yeah, but no, for the most part, it's kind of because I took a hiatus from like social media for a long time, and especially when you get off, I was friends with them all still on Facebook, but when you get rid of Facebook, it's kind of, that's kind of it, but
yeah, getting rid of Facebook was probably the best thing I've ever done.
Yeah, I don't regret it. I got rid of mine like 5 years ago or 6 years ago now, 5 years. And yeah, I don't regret it at all.
But if I still had Facebook with everything going on right now, I would have probably got thrown off Facebook probably 5,000 times by now.
Yeah. Yeah.
And my work would have been like, hey, you can't post that stuff.
Yeah, right. Same. There's a lot of stuff that I toned it down like once I got on the council and stuff too, but yeah, there was definitely like I couldn't have kept going the same rate I was going. It's still be allowed to,
No. And I know people check that shit, and I was like, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I need to not do that.
Yeah.
But when you're younger, you don't think about this stuff.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
You don't think about it when you get older. You're like, I probably shouldn't post that.
Yeah. Well, I never really thought about it like until, when I got elected, because I had a Twitter that I used to refer to as my dark place.
Oh God.
I'd go, and that's where I'd put all my bad jokes, things like that. And
so you had a Twitter burner account, more or less.
No, but it had my name on it.
That's fantastic.
So, so what happened was I got elected, and but I was like, I was like, I've got like 50 followers, nobody cares, right? Yep. And then so I got elected, and the Bangor Daily ran a story about the election, and they said, Matt Vachon, who has a public Facebook and Twitter account, and I was like. And so I signed into Twitter. I saw that Bangor Daily News was following me, and I blocked them, and then I deleted my account. It's like, and then they changed the article. They took that part out of the article once that happened. So, but yeah, if that article, if it had sat for a day or it was like the old days where you don't get notifications or anything, and I just would have found out about it the next day. The damage would have been done. I would have been. Yeah,
because they would have posted that shit all over the place, and you would have been in so much trouble.
Yeah.
Because you can't post anything nowadays without someone having a problem with it. You can't have an opinion on anything, and someone gets mad.
Yeah, especially like me. Like I made a lot of abortion jokes and jokes about handicapped people and stuff like that, and so that's just it's frowned upon now. So
man, I don't know. I'm not gonna get it. I just can't. My mind can't grasp like half of the shit that's going on. It just doesn't. Make sense. But again, this is why we're doing this, because we can. But eventually, people won't be able to do this, and they'll take it all away from you. So you might as well get it out of our system now before we can't actually do this anymore. So
exactly.
All right. So in a couple weeks we'll do, or is it next week or the week after? We'll do the whole Mount Rushmore thing. Probably 2 weeks.
I think next week we'll do
You want to do it on your birthday?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. So on your birthday, when you turn 40, we will do our Mount Rushmores of wrestling, which basically means who we think are the 4 top Mount Rushmore people in professional wrestling. No matter what year, no matter what era. This is you and me's opinion. People will not agree with it. Half our friends will probably shit all over us, but hey, that's what friends do. They shit all over you anyway. So whatever.
Yeah. And that's the thing where, I mean, there have been, thousands of wrestlers over the years, and we have to pick 4. So it's like there's any 20 that you could name in the top 4 and make a good argument for. Mm-hmm. So it's just basically like it's our own opinion, not it's not chiseled in stone anywhere. So
well, it could be.
Well, it could be, yeah. So
do you throw like Andre the Giant in there? Do you throw like a Harley Race? Like
and the way I'm doing, like, for my 4 is only people that I kind of saw like live, so that I could feel like what it was like. Not like live, like I saw him at the Bangor Auditorium, but I mean, growing up like in the 80s and 90s, like, who made the biggest impact or difference to me, or who I admired, or whatever.
No. You got the Ultimate Warrior, don't you?
No, I don't. I mean, if we did like a Mount Rushmore of workers, then yeah, for sure.
You mean a Mount Rushmore of who did steroids and left the needles behind in a hotel room?
Yeah. If we're doing that top 4, like people that do nose whiskey before, cutting promos, but
nose whiskey. That's a good term. No, but I get it. Like, you're gonna put people in that you've seen that you think are in the top. You're like, I get it.
Yeah, because I mean, you could, it'd be easy to do like, some of those guys that were champions, like Bruno or whatever, like in the 70s, that were, I don't know how, you probably know how many years like he was champion or whatever.
Bruno was champion for like, I think 8 years in a row.
Yeah, like something ridiculous. And so it's like, it's tough to argue against that, but I never saw it. I never experienced what that was like. So for me, he won't, he's not going to make my list just because I didn't experience it.
Gotcha.
So,
yeah, like
so that's like I said, these are all personal lists and not and not anything else.
Yeah. So let's see. Your list is going to be very interesting. So is mine.
Yeah. And that's the point.
Hulk Hogan. You put Hulk Hogan on the list?
I don't know. He's on my narrowed down.
Hogan, Savage. Do you put Flair, Michaels, Bret Hart, Austin, Taker? Like,
Yeah. Oh, you named a few of them.
I did. I did. And it's going to be interesting because we're going to debate. We can debate this all day.
Yeah.
In cases for all kinds of people, but this is just our opinion. So I mean, do I put CM Punk in mine because he was one of my favorite wrestlers? Does he actually deserve it? I mean, who knows? It's all debatable. I mean, Punk had a great run, and then he quit.
Yep.
And hasn't been back since, and probably never will.
No, I don't think so.
Because I mean, if he hasn't come back now, then I don't foresee him coming back.
Yeah. No, me neither.
I mean, but again, stranger things have happened, and this is the wrestling business, and it's a never say never business. But still, I mean, there's a lot of hurt feelings on both sides. So you get you get fired on your wedding day. That's probably something that you're probably not gonna forget.
Yeah.
And then you get sued, and then you get sued again, and I just that whole thing just still boggles my mind. I can't imagine suing my best friend.
Yeah.
Even if I were to agree to pay all your legal fees if we got sued, I wouldn't sue you for it, or you don't sue me for it. I don't. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah.
I mean, I would sue a lot more people for a lot less than suing my friend. So
Yeah. Right.
I don't know. Maybe it's just me, but I don't know. This is why he's part of the Dark Order, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah.
I listened to Tony Khan on Jericho this week. That was pretty good.
Yeah. I haven't listened to it yet. I just finished listening to the Pritchard and the watch along for No Holds Barred.
Oh, I
So
didn't even listen to that.
I'm a little far behind. That was on Christmas, so
yeah, I didn't. I listened.
So I'm still catching up.
I just listened to Pritchard Royal Rumble '91. That was pretty funny. So and they dropped that. You know, Pritchard's like 2 weeks behind because he hasn't recorded stuff. So, but you got to listen to the Amanda Huber podcast on the AEW Unscripted. That was that was really good.
Yeah, I will. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, that was, and then we can discuss that here because it was one of those. It's just like very eye opening, very very detailed, and very in depth about everything that happened. So
yeah,
and she, you know, this is what happened. Well, that way no one can say, oh, blah blah blah, and you know, it's still one of the probably one of the worst wrestling tragedies, I think, besides Owen. This is right up there.
Yeah, right.
And even Eddie too, to a point.
Yeah.
You know? And then, you know, and Benoit is a tragedy too, because that it means, but you know, all four of those they're just sad, man. It's just sad, you know, especially, you know, growing up in our era, like, you know, half the people that we watch are gone, and we're not, you know, you'll be 40 next week, and I'll be 39 in June, and it doesn't still boggles your mind, like all these guys are gone that you grew up with. It's like, oh my god.
Yeah. It's like every month there's another one that, you know, somebody else passes away. Just like, god damn it, really?
Mm-hmm.
So
that just means our clocks are getting ticking too, man.
Yeah. Thanks.
You know? Well, you know, it's just, you know, and you know, the older I get, you know this too, you know, we worry about our parents too now.
Yeah.
I mean, you know,
for sure.
It's just, you know, and then reality punches you in the face here, and you know, you're never ready for that. So you know, it's just, you know, the older you get, you know, the more I take a lot less for granted now.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, same here. So yeah, I'm more appreciative of
way more appreciative now than I think I've ever was before. Like, you know, as you get older, you realize, you know, how much your parents did for you when you were a kid.
Yeah.
I'm doing that now for my own kid, and she'll eventually get it. She's only 8, but she'll get it, and she'll be like, oh wow, yeah, me and mommy did all that for you.
Yeah.
It just sucks, you know. So all right, so I think we're gonna wrap it up. We're gonna leave it on this note, even though it's kind of a somber note, but we're still gonna wrap it. Again, we both have Tampa winning. We both got our picks right for the Super Bowl. So, you know, maybe next week we'll be right. Maybe next week we'll be wrong. You know, who really knows? Who's really to say? You know,
either way, next week's gonna be awesome.
Next week's gonna be awesome.
Yeah.
You're gonna be 40, and we're gonna fight about who's in our top 4 of Mount Rushmore for wrestling. And then immediately after, when I post this, our friends are gonna text us and it's fucking retarded.
Yeah, agreed.
Because, you know, our friend Scott, who listens every week, he loves our show. Don't ask me why, but he does. And our friend John listens. My father will watch today. So let's give a shout out to them, because those are probably the only 3 people that actually watch us.
Yeah,
because my wife has not watched us, and neither has my mother. So some support they show for their husband and their son. Thanks a lot. So all right, so
that's nothing to go on. So thanks.
All right, so next week we got to focus on getting you a girlfriend, celebrating your birthday, talking about the Mount Rushmore, talking a little bit about the Super Bowl, and then argue for about an hour about who we think is in our top 4.
Yep.
So it's going to be a fun show. It's going to be just like normal. So, except, you know, I'll have a party hat on and streamers, and balloons, and everything else.
Yeah.
So, all right. Cool. Well, this has been the weekly wrap with Vachon and Rapp, and we are out. And have a good day, everybody.
Talk to you soon.
See ya.
See ya.